Hey guys, it's Michelle, and I wanted to film a video in response to what is a good way to set a goal weight, or how do you know if you've reached a healthy weight, or a set weight, or natural weight? And I thought that was an amazing question and something I've been wanting to address with you guys actually for a while, so it was just the push that I needed. I thought Lavon did a nice job with her explanation. But I wanted to add in my nutritional dietitian expertise if I could. I want to preface this by saying I am sort of an anti-diet dietitian, meaning I don't believe that we need to necessarily pursue weight loss as a primary objective for health. We live in a culture that tells you if you lose weight, then you're healthy. That is one piece of the puzzle, and it's not the whole picture. We live in a culture that says losing weight means you're healthier, happier, more successful, and more widely accepted. And that's just not fair. But unfortunately, that is our culture. I'm not against people wanting to pursue weight loss. Don't get me wrong. It's just that cultural mindset that we have behind the why of why we're losing weight. Does that make sense? I hope so. If not, I will clarify, just ask. And I know that this seems kind of shocking to hear from a nutritional professional and healthcare professional because of that diet rhetoric we have been steeped in for our whole lives, at least for sure me, that, weight loss is the only way to health. And again, I'm going to reiterate, it's just one teeny piece of the puzzle towards your health. It's not the whole puzzle. A number on the scale is not going to determine your health any more than one blood value is going to determine your health. It has to be a whole person picture. It's a whole body issue that we need to be looking at. One more thing that I kind of wanted to touch on and talk about as a lens that I'm looking through here, and why I'm so passionate about this, is that I'm a believer and I love Jesus and I follow Jesus, and I can't do anything without bringing everything back to him, and that is the foundation on which I base all of my choices and all of my decisions in. And as a believer, I grew up in church culture, mostly legalism culture. And for those of you who don't know what that is, or were lucky enough to escape it, it's where you're made to feel that if you don't have enough works, or you don't act like a Christian, dress like a Christian, or smell like a Christian, maybe you're not a Christian. And it made me constantly question my salvation and my faith in Christ, and it just made me feel less than. Like I didn't know how God could even love me because I'm constantly messing up. I'm constantly failing on these rules and works that I'm not doing well enough. And then as I grew up and got away from that legalistic world and came into a different church culture, started digging deeper into the word as a grown-up, I learned the beauty of that free gift of salvation that Jesus gave us, and that freed me from the chains and bondage that I had been shackled by all of my growing up, adolescent, high school, early college years. And now I stand in freedom, and it feels so amazing. And those of you who are here with me and know that feeling, know how amazing that feels. So I parallel that to the diet culture. I am standing in freedom on the other side of the diet culture rules, chains, and shackles. And I want you to join me over here as much as I need every single one of you to join me in loving Jesus and coming to know him, because that is the first and most important thing ever. And if you don't know Jesus, or you want to learn more about him, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or Lavon. I know Amanda is also a Christian, and I know lots of you on here are too. So I know any of you would be willing to discuss this with anybody who has questions, for sure, because that is far more important, than anything else. But since we're focusing on weight loss and health here, that's my parallel, is that I am standing on the other side. I am free of food issues, I am free of exercise issues, and I am free of body image issues. I'm not perfect, yes, just like sin nature comes back and starts trying to drag you back to the other side. I still experience those things, but I stand strong enough on this foundation and freedom that I can be stronger than that and overcome that at times. But yes, I don't say this to say, look at me. I just say this to say, come join me, because there is a better way. And it's just, free. So if nothing more than you hear is those things, then yay. So anyways, moving on, because I do want to talk about set point, because there is a set point weight that we can achieve. And I want to talk about that for a moment. Sorry, all over the place. Calm down. So anyways, I didn't get a crystal ball when I graduated that was able to say, oh, you're supposed to weigh this much. That's going to take time for us to figure out, or you to figure out where your set point weight is. You may currently be at it. Some of you currently may not be at it. Some of you may need to come. I don't say need to come down like I want that to be your goal. I'm just saying your set point may be lower than where you are now, or some of you, your set point weight may actually be higher than where you are now. So just kind of want to throw that caveat out there. Secondly, again, just coming back to my faith and to Jesus, that I want to again make sure you know that you were created for so much more. You were created and loved by God, and you're worthy and you're gifted, and you offer this world so much more than your body size and how much weight you lose. At some point, we have to stop letting weight loss and numbers on the scale be the thing that's all we have to offer this world. You can offer the world so much more than just being solely focused on diet and weight loss. And I'm not saying that that's anybody in this group, but I know there's a lot of people that it's consuming them. I used to be that person, so I speak from that place. I used to be consumed by diet and by exercise and body image. Like that's all I could offer this world, was being a size this small, and that's just not true. So moving forward, how do we know what our set point is? What is a set point weight? We were designed to have a set point weight. Our body can regulate its weight all by itself without your interference. Just like we breathe without saying, take a breath, take a breath. Just like we go outside and today it's kind of cold, our bodies regulate by goosebumping and by pulling body heat into the internal organs so that these things don't lose heat and you get frostbite. So your body is actually very capable and very smart. I'm going to touch more on that in the science one that I think you all voted on for when it's my computer's dying. Sorry guys, Feature Friday. So things that affect your set point weight and why you might be above it is stress, some kind of trauma, emotional trauma, an illness or disease process that you have, an autoimmune situation, pregnancy, breastfeeding, medications, and then of course, dieting. There's a whole cyclical thing that occurs when we're dieting that will screw with your set point weight and will screw with your body's natural ability to maintain weight where it wants to maintain. And once we're outside of that range, it's going to take time. And in this culture, we do not have time for anything. We are so busy. I'm sorry, this feels like you're drinking water out of a fire hose, but I'm trying to keep it as short as I can. We're just busy and we don't want to have time. And we live in a culture that wants a quick fix, a quick pill, a quick something, and wake up skinny, and wake up healthy. And that's just, you've done damage to your body, some willingly, some unwillingly, and it's going to take time to correct. Those issues I'm happy to address personally with people if they would like to do that. But some of those issues that I mentioned, you can correct on your own. And some of them, you may need a medical professional to reassess medication, to maybe deal with some emotional trauma, or if there was a physical trauma in your life. Some of you have just had babies. That means it takes time, ladies. And if you're breastfeeding, your body likes to hold on to excess calories because it needs it, So again, giving yourself that grace and that time to know what to do. And that's going to be individualized for each one of us. So how do we get back to our set point weight it sounds so simple, but I know that everyone makes it. It's hard. It's hard to change that diet culture, guys. We have been steeped in it for so long, and it's going to take time to erase. It took me years. You have to honor your hunger and your fullness cues without judgment or shame. If you are feeling hungry, eat some food. I don't care if it's a salad or a slice of pizza. You need to eat, because if you don't eat and you push it off and you starve yourself for whatever reason that you're doing that, ladies, we know what ends up happening. We get home and we're shoveling all the food that we can find in our face. You would have been better served eating something than starving yourself and then coming home and just finding as many quick items that most likely are not going to be the most nutritious choice to fill your body, because you're starving and your blood sugar's low. Your blood sugar's low and your brain can't function and it's tired. So please, learning to honor that and honoring your satiety cues, taking mindful time while you're eating and saying, am I full? How do I feel? And learning to do that. Again, that takes time. This is not something you're implement today, but it will take time, just like exercise took time to see results. Same thing. Moving on. Not engaging in dieting or restricting behaviors. I think Amanda had talked about she was doing a little fast. There is room for that. I'm not against a little bit of restricting, especially in the name of how she was talking about, I do think showing yourself self-discipline. And Autumn talks about that too. And I think that's important, because sometimes I'm really guilty of not showing self-discipline. I just chalk it up. But showing self-discipline, sometimes improving to yourself that you can be disciplined in a practice, but you don't want to take that too far. You don't want to be like, I am never, ever, insert Taylor Swift song here, eating sugar or carbs again, unless there's some kind of health reason behind it. But I mean, in a dieting practice, it is okay to have those things. And when you take away that restrictive behavior, and I'd like to do another video on this, it will affect your neurological pathways, and we can remap our brains on how we feel about restricting behaviors. But that's another video to come. Lavon, I have lots of video ideas if you want. If you've made it this far, sorry guys, I'm trying to keep this short. Engaging in joyful movement versus compensatory movement. I like working, well, okay. So I don't fully like working out, but I work out for several reasons. One, to keep my mobility and keep my strength up. But I try to find programs that I like. Like if I'm doing a Beachbody program and I'm just not feeling it, then I pick something different, or I take a walk instead. But if you're doing physical activity and exercise as a form of punishment to your body because you're mad at it, because you ate too much or you had a treat or something, that's going to do more harm to your body than good. When you enjoy exercise and you find movements, whether it be yoga to HIIT to, what are those? CrossFit. Oh, I don't understand that. But anyways, if you enjoy that, you go do that and you enjoy it and do it well. I'm trying to read all my notes here. And then not skipping meals, that kind of goes back to honoring your hunger, because if you don't have enough calories in your body, whether it's calories, protein, fats, vitamins, minerals, all of the things, you're going to put your body in starvation mode. And that I will cover more in the science thing and how that is definitely affecting your set point weight and causing you problems. Calorie restriction does not equal weight loss. It does in the short term, but in the long term, it is going to cause serious issues. Please, ladies, don't skip meals. I mean, I get we skip the occasional meal, but I mean, I used to starve myself, and that's not okay. Knowing that your set point range will vary 5 to 10 pounds on occasion, because life, okay? There are times that, the holidays are coming, ladies, and you might indulge just a little bit more, but you know what? Spring is around the corner and you'll start getting outside more. Again, like we're inside more. You don't go on walks as much. You're not outside playing or swimming or doing all the things that you do in summer. So you might put on a little bit of extra weight in the winter. Anybody watch Friends? And Ross Geller's like, I would rather not talk about it because I'm still carrying a little holiday weight. Me and my husband joke about that every year because, you do. And it's okay. And it always usually comes off, and if it doesn't, that's okay too. Again, that's going back to maybe checking your eating cues and things like that. Our bodies also are never going to stay the same weight our whole lives. I'm not this 7 pound 7 ounce baby that I was born to be. I'm not the 53 pound 7-year-old, I don't even know if that's accurate. My 7-year-old weighs 53 pounds, so I suspect. I'm not that anymore. I think I weighed like 120 or something in high school. I actually think I weighed more in high school than now, but I don't know. I don't actually remember. I was so obsessed about it, you think I would. I've gotten down to 107 before. I do not weigh that right now. It just ebbs and it flows, and I've gotten, in pregnancy, you're going to put on weight, et cetera, et cetera. So moving on, it's life. And then this process of trusting your body to do its thing doesn't happen overnight, because I said before, we have years of diet culture to erase. Quickly, I want to just stress, I'm so sorry this is taking so long. The health side of things is that, again, that weight is just a piece of the puzzle. You need, if you are able to, and you have coverage or whatever, getting a baseline blood work. That's going to give you some good numbers on your heart health, on A1C, letting you know where your blood sugar is, liver function, kidney function, heart function, lung function, all of the things. That's going to give us a picture of our health alongside of where our weight is currently. Also, using things like measurements or photos, because we've talked how you see progress in photos, and sometimes the scale is not going to reflect the progress that you're actually having due to muscle weighing more than fat and taking up less real estate in your body versus fat. So you might actually weigh more than you ever thought you would, but physically, when you compare photo to photo, you see there's been progress made there. And then most importantly, I want to end on this, is how you feel. Taking time to say, your body. You know when you're feeling a little cold coming on, or you're not feeling your best, or whatever. You know your body. Trust it. Trust it. Don't trust us. Don't trust the outside world telling you that you look a certain way, so this must mean you've got pre-diabetes or something like that. No, don't trust it. Trust you. Trust your body. How do you feel? Do you feel stronger? Do you feel healthier? Do you feel less fatigued? If the answers are yes to those questions, then you are pursuing health and you are doing the best version of you, and that is what we're all in pursuit of. Right, ladies? I think it is. I think it is. And I think that pretty much sums it up. I'm sorry that this took like 18 minutes to do. I really hope that you got some good information out of it. And I know it was like drinking water from a fire hose, but if you have any more questions, I'm happy to answer them. I really do love you guys. I love this group. It's been so amazing to be a part of, and I love the fellowship and all of that. So I'm gonna sign off because we're getting close to 18 minutes. Feel free to ask me anything, and I'm happy to share. Thanks, guys. Bye.